Hello ladies, it's Melissa. I'm here with my 17-week update. I'm so excited that I'm 17 weeks pregnant and that this little baby is still safe and sound. So I'm still having more palpitations than I was having before, but they're not really that bad. They're still not nearly as bad as they were before the first time, so I'm not worried about them. I got my hair done. I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to go and get it cut and colored as my roots were horrendous and my hair was so blah because it was just so long and not doing anything. So, yep, I went on Saturday and got that done. My hairdresser is this Italian guy, Sal. He's funny. He's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while." And I said, "Yeah, I had to wait." And he's like, "What do you mean you had to wait?" And I said, "I got pregnant." And he was like, "Oh, congratulations." And John was with me, so he looked at him and was like, "Congratulations. Do you know what you're having?" And I said, "Yep, we're having a boy, and we're naming him Vincent." And he was like, "Ah, Vincenzo," which is funny because that's what John keeps calling him. And he's like, "So when are you due?" I said, "Thanksgiving." He's like, "Oh, just like an Italian to show up for dinner." So it was funny. But I totally love my hairdresser. I'm so glad that I was able to go and get my hair done. And yesterday we had our weekly ultrasound with the high risk OB. Everything looks totally great. They confirmed for sure that it's a boy, and I will show you the ultrasound picture because there's no doubt. This would be the baby's leg down here, and right there is the junk. And I don't think there's any mistaking that that's a boy. One of my friends at work was funny. He's like, "Are you sure that's not an arm?" So, yep, that's the potty shot. And I'll just show you a couple other pictures that we got. Well, these two kind of look the same. Once she went back, well, she was doing all the measurements, but when she went back to take pictures, the little bugger had turned around and was laying on his stomach, and so he's like head down. So here's the head here, you know, like eye socket and stuff, and then there's the spine, and this one's pretty much the same thing. It's the head here and then the spine. So that's little Vincent. And she also gave me the ultrasound picture of my cerclage, which I thought you guys might find interesting. I don't know. So I'll show you. And if it's interesting to you, good. If not, sorry. So, all right. This is Vincent's head right here. My cervical opening is right about, there's a little mark from when they were measuring it, right there. And then it goes down, it's kind of curved, goes through here. The other side is right over here where this number 1 is. So they measure from there over to here. And it's measuring, it says 3.84 centimeters. So I asked her if that's okay because it's a little bit shorter than last week, and she said that's fine. Depending on how hard you push with the ultrasound, you can make it look shorter or longer. She said it's perfectly fine. And the actual cerclage is, there's one end of the stitch and here's the other end of the stitch. So if you could see the whole thing, it would look like a ring, but that's where it is right there. So, you know, from here over to about here, this is still closed nice and tight, and the stitch is there, and you know, beyond that there's plenty of cervix. So she said that everything looks really good because the cerclage is not even getting used yet, and I said I don't care if it ever gets used, and she said the same thing. So when the ultrasound tech first looked at it, she's like, wow, that's a good looking cerclage. I don't know what's a good one or a bad one, but I've had a few people comment, a few different ultrasound techs comment on. My hair's all stupid because it was raining when I got home. Anyway, I've had a few different ultrasound techs comment on how nice it looks. So the doctor came in, like I said, she said everything looks great. The placenta is still moving even further out of the way, so that's really not a concern anymore. It's definitely a boy. Cervix is long and closed and tight. Everything looks good there. The baby's measuring perfectly, except the head always seems to be measuring a week ahead of schedule. Excuse me. I've had horrible indigestion and heartburn today, but anyway. So I asked her about that. I'm like, how come the head is always measuring like a week ahead of schedule? And she said when they're this small, the head is rounder because it's the measurement from here to here that I was looking at. So the head is rounder and more, bulbous at this point or whatever. And as the baby grows is when it will thin out and it will become more of like an oval shape. So this measurement will be normal. And she said it's always like that at this point in the pregnancy. So everything else is measuring. She was measuring like leg bones and arm bones and all that stuff. In another 2 weeks, they're going to do the whole, the ultrasound that women usually get at like 19, 20 weeks. Some people call it like the anatomy scan or whatever. But that's where they will do like the full measurement, like of all the different parts, I guess. Heart is good. The heart rate was 161. Well, when the lady first checked it, it was 116, and I asked the doctor about that too. I said, how come it's like a little bit lower? And she said she probably just didn't put it right on the right spot. And when she was trying to get it, the baby kept moving around. So she said that she would check it again. So then she came in and she checked it, and she actually turned on the sound, so we got to hear it. And that was really cool. I said, oh, we get to hear it. I didn't know we could hear it. And she said they don't like to use the Doppler more often than necessary because it creates extra heat in the womb and stuff. So they just do the ultrasound and measure it, visually. So when she measured it, it was 161. So I'm cool with that. There's probably going to be a rainbow because the sun's coming back out. So I'm going to go back and see her next week. The one thing that I'm nervous about, and I'm trying so hard not to be nervous, but I asked her if the cervix, like from here to the stitch, could that change in less than a week? And she said yes. She said, that's why I'm seeing you every week. She was like, she said it could, but that's why I see you every week, so that we can keep an eye on it, and everything looks perfect right now, and blah, blah, blah. So I guess it makes me a little bit nervous. I thought seeing her once a week was frequent enough that nothing's going to catch us by surprise, so hopefully nothing will. And even if something did start to happen, that's why the cerclage is there. So I'm still praying that nothing happens and that the cerclage is completely unnecessary, because I just want this baby to be safe and healthy and happy. Oh, and when they were doing the ultrasound, when the tech first started, she pushed down and it was right on his head, like she was measuring his head. And just as she went to try to measure, he starts shaking his head no. So as soon as he did that, I felt it. Like as I was seeing him shake his head, I could feel this little tickle right where she had the ultrasound. So that was really cool. And I felt the baby moving again today a few times. It's just like the slightest little tickly feeling, but you can tell it's not something that you've had before. Well, I can. It's not like, gas or digestion or anything like that. It's a different sort of feeling. It's really cool. So I was happy about that because I was upset this morning, I guess, just thinking about the fact that things could change in less than a week. And, I'm 17 weeks tomorrow, and we lost our first baby at 19 weeks to the day. So just as I creep up closer to that, milestone, it's making me just a little nervous and anxious. I just want everything to be okay. So I was thinking about that this morning. I was at work and I was copying some papers, and all of a sudden I could feel that little feeling, and I just had like a huge smile on my face because it made me happy. That's it for how I'm feeling and for update on the baby. We got a changing table the other day. I'm not going to show it in this video. I'll show it. I think we're going to try and get the crib this weekend. So once we get the crib and the changing table, I'll show you. They're both the same color. It's like a light pine color, natural wood, which I really like. That's what I wanted. And we got the changing table for $35 from a friend of mine, and we're getting the crib for free. Hello. And it's like a sleigh style. So we're excited about that. And I picked out some bedding. We didn't buy it yet, but I think we know which ones we're going to get. It's got like little rocket ships and stars on it because I'm like big into astronomy, and we were looking for something like that. So that's about it. I will, do another update next Tuesday. I'm sure nothing's going to happen between now and then. That's very noteworthy. So I will talk to you all then, and good luck to everybody. Nicole, I'm thinking about you, and I'm really excited for you, and I can't wait to see your update when you get your pregnancy test done. And Vicky, I'm excited for you that you're having a boy and a girl. And see, I feel bad when I start naming people because I'm going to forget people. Yeah, now I'm a jerk. Oh well. I still watch all your videos. If I'm subscribed to you, I watch your videos, and I wish you guys all the best. So I will talk to you next week. Bye.